Hi, I am Dr. Kirti Kumar Jain. I am a pediatrician. I am President Jabalpur Academy of Pediatrics, Jabalpur. We shall be talking about COVID 19, especially the current scenario, the second wave. It has affected children to a much greater extent. First wave also had involvement of children, but they were not very significant. But this time the number of children involved is very huge. Their symptomatology is huge. But fortunately, they are either asymptomatic or the symptoms are mild in most of the cases. And they have involved more of gastrointestinal tract, simple fever, just a flu-like illness, all those things. So how do we diagnose it? How do we think about it? A very important clue is history of contact. Any history of contact in the family or in the neighborhood or a common play place where they have been going and playing together, say downstairs from the building. So any history of contact is very important, and the symptomatology is very similar to a routine illness, whether loose motion, vomiting, headache, cough, cold, fever. So you have to just keep a watch, just think of it as a diagnosis. Being in a pandemic is a very important differential diagnosis that is to be kept in mind. Don't ever think that the children are routinely getting these kinds of things, but this may not be COVID. Even if there is no history of contact, it can still be COVID. You have to just keep a watch over it. Now, what do we do if you suspect COVID? First thing is to get in contact with your doctor. Most of the time, these all your doctors are available on virtual platform, over phone or over various kinds of platforms. They are available, and if possible, if they are available physically, you can contact them. You can take, but make sure that you take an appointment. Don't make their places crowded, and go in time, go in queue, and maintaining all the type of social distances. So since it's an inflammatory disease, it will affect various organs, and the symptomatology that will cause will depend on the organs involved. Say if it is respiratory or gastrointestinal tract or whatever. So in the treatment, basically the treatment involves treating those symptoms. Secondly, a very good watch on the nutrition, rest, a good fluid intake. All these things are to be kept in mind. They are not to be ignored, because they will always help in fighting the diseases. That's a natural way of using your immunity to fight out the disease. If the child is deteriorating, how are you going to find out about it? A very important thing, a very simple thing is to keep a watch on the saturation of the oxygen. That is oxygen percentage that we commonly call. Oximeter is a thing that is being in use and is commonly available. It's quite cheap also, but that's one thing which has helped and revolutionized this home treatment. You have to keep on taking the saturation of the affected person, and if it is more than 95, it is very cool about it. If it persists, goes down below 95, and especially if it persists for more than 2 to 3 hours, you have to be vigilant and you have to take action immediately. Now I'll presume that since the child got symptomatic, you are basically in contact with your doctor. So he is the best person to guide you how to go about it, how to where to go, where the things are available, where the child can be maintained. But fortunately, most of them are going to tide out this crisis easily with just symptomatic treatment and a good supportive treatment. If it goes down, then there is doctor to protect you, to guide you, and to help your child. With all these things, a very important thing is to keep a very positive attitude towards the disease. You have to believe that you are going to fight it out, keep your mind cool, and be vigilant on the various risk factors, various deteriorating factors that may come across. A common thing that we come across is a mother who has recently delivered and is COVID positive. There are all the studies to prove that you can continue breastfeeding the child with, of course, a good prevention of hand wash and a good mask. The breastfeeding can definitely be continued. Thank you so much.